You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Man, we are here once again. And man, today we have a true honor talking to the one and only Bethany Mota. She is the host of the brand new competition series, Follow Me. Man, thank you for your time this morning. How you doing, man?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
All is well. I mean, you are no stranger to doing big things. I mean, you got to interview the president, Obama, which I'm kind of jealous because that's awesome, man. But you also have done so many other great things. So kind of tell us a little bit all about this amazing show.
Yeah, so I was given the opportunity to host this show, and I had to jump on board because obviously I've been in social media since 2009, been in it for a minute. And, they came to me with this show and I just thought the concept was so cool. So we follow 8 aspiring social media influencers, and they all have their own expertise, their own talent that they've been working on. And they're basically competing week over week in different challenges, creating content, incorporating different brands. So they worked with like Skittles, Snickers, Orbit, and they're all competing to win the grand prize of $50,000 while also building their social media presence. And it was really cool for me to be a part of it because it's so much more than also just like a popularity contest. We really got to see, the insights of becoming a social media influencer, what that's like, and wearing all the different hats of storytelling and content creation. So it's pretty inspiring and very fun as well.
And the portfolio of the brands are pretty awesome. So you got M&M's, you got Skittles, you got Snickers, you got Orbit. I mean, is the pressure really going to be on for these contestants to really be on top of their game?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it was so inspiring for me because I've been in the game for so long, and it was so inspiring for me to watch these kids like just step up to the plate and go hard for these challenges. Like they would be editing super late at night. They're writing out their concepts, they're filming it. And I know what that's like to wear so many hats, to basically be your own built-in production team where you're doing all of it. And with that, you're also given a very short amount of time to do all of that. It was just so cool to see them be given a theme or a challenge and just make it so true to their brands and so true to their identities and do it all themselves individually.
And it's mentioned that the contestants will be working in the creator studio and they will have access to top influencers who will serve as mentors. So how would that approach be able to contribute to the contestants' journey?
Yeah, so upon arrival to the show, they were all given this creator studio that they could access to edit all their content, and they could film in this space and really execute their videos to the top quality with all of these resources. And every week we'd have a new influencer that could come in and kind of mentor them. We had like Alan Burstyn from Dancing with the Stars. We had Charlotte McKinney, Taya Miller, so many great people that have been in the game and are also from different genres and have their own crafts. And it was very cool to see the contestants get so excited when we'd have these mentors come in. And I think that all of those assets, like the influencers coming in to mentor, having the creator studio, I think it really helped propel them and give them what they needed to execute every week.
And speaking of execute every week, that will be the determination of their fate because each episode will end with an elimination of the contestant with the least number of followers. Can you kind of share with the audience the little bit of that process of elimination?
Yes. So every week, the contestants would have to create their own showcase post where they basically put their all into it. They really give the audience what they have to offer in terms of like who they are and their identity. Then it's up to the audience to vote for whichever video they like the most or they resonate with the most. And I think that's very representative of social media in general, is that it's not always about just a viral post or just getting a lot of views, but it's also about, cultivating an audience and building that audience no matter how big or small it is. And that was definitely important for them in this competition, was to grasp their audience and to really nurture it as they went along, and have their audience really relate and resonate with them. So yes, the end of each week, one person would be eliminated based on the votes, and whoever got the lowest amount of votes, which was also sad because no one wants anyone to go home, but it was all still very cool, and it was very cool to see the audience engage and get excited and vote for their favorites.
This morning we have Drew Honor talking to the one and only Bethany Mota, the host of the brand new competition series, Follow Me. You mentioned earlier about the ultimate prize being $50,000. So, man, big shout out to Mars Rickley. But what is the criteria that would determine the ultimate winner aside from having the most followers?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really, I think this competition, it was so much about really the competitors showing up and being there every week and getting creative. I think that given these challenges, they really were challenged to be unique and stand out amongst the other competitors. And no one really was safe in this. No one knew who was going to win. It was kind of just like everyone was so good, and you just didn't know what was going to happen. And so it really did come down to whoever successfully cultivated their audience throughout the entire process, and whoever got the most votes ultimately won the grand prize.
And without spilling too much information for our audience, what is a sneak peek that you can share with us about anticipating what to expect when we watch?
I can say you can expect definitely to be inspired. I think that if you're at all interested in social media and you've ever thought about getting into it, this could definitely give you an insight into what it's like, and maybe give you reassurance that it's definitely hard work, but it's not as scary as it may seem. And also there's definitely tension. There's, drama in that sense, where in content creation, it can be stressful. And I think that the contestants definitely had moments of handling that stress. And I think a lot of them handled it beautifully. But it's very relatable in that sense as well, that it can be challenging. And a lot of times when you make content, you end up taking on other roles like editing and producing and all of these other things that come along with it. So it's just cool to watch the competitors navigate it, because it can encourage you to navigate it yourself as well.
And speaking of encouragement, you yourself have a massive platform, massive following. What's one thing that you learned looking back, being able to see yourself grow, but also maintain consistency?
For me, I would say my personal happiness, and I think really getting to know what ignites the passion for my content creation was very important. And I think that if you're in social media for a long time, as I've been in it for over 10 years, you'll go through ebbs and flows, you'll go through high and lows. And I think the most important thing to hold on to is why you started doing it, and what makes you excited. And that what makes you excited might change over time, and it might be different from when you initially started. So I think it's being gentle with yourself in letting your creative freedom kind of just roam and just vibe with that, and then try to translate it to your audience in the most authentic way that you can.
Man, that's awesome. Thank you for that. Film Rise, the New York-based film and television studio and streaming network and Venture 10 Studio Group, have partnered with Mars Rickley to produce an amazing reality competition series, Follow Me. Drew Honor talking to the one and only Bethany Mota, giving us all the scoop in this amazing exclusive. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.